Beneath the ocean's surface lies a world so vast and unexplored that it remains one of the greatest mysteries of our planet. The deep sea stretches thousands of meters into darkness, a place where sunlight never reaches, and pressure is so immense it would crush most life on Earth. Yet, against all odds, this hostile realm is teeming with creatures so strange they defy imagination. Here, survival has shaped animals into forms unlike anything found on land. Some glow with living light, others drift like living colonies, and some appear more like aliens than earthly beings. Each adaptation is a masterpiece of evolution, designed to withstand the cold, the pressure, and the endless night. In our last journey, we uncovered 5 bizarre deep-sea creatures. But the ocean has many more secrets to reveal. From jelly-like hunters that shimmer with rainbows, to ancient scavengers creeping along the ocean floor, and predators that dangle their own glowing bait. This episode will take you deeper into the abyss than ever before. Prepare to meet 5 more of the ocean's strangest residents. Welcome to the deep sea, a place where the bizarre is normal and the impossible is alive. At first glance, siphonophores may look like a single, otherworldly animal drifting silently through the deep. But in reality, they are something far stranger. Entire colonies of creatures, living and working together as one. Each siphonophore is made up of hundreds, sometimes thousands, of specialized units called zooids. These zooids cannot survive on their own, but together they form a superorganism capable of moving, hunting, and reproducing in perfect coordination. Some siphonophores can stretch longer than a blue whale. In fact, one species discovered off the coast of Australia was measured at an astonishing 150 feet long, making it one of the longest animals ever recorded. Their delicate, ribbon-like bodies can be almost invisible in the water, except for the glowing bioluminescence they use to confuse predators and attract prey. Each zooid has a specific role. Some form gas-filled floats to keep the colony buoyant, while others act as pulsating motors that push it forward. There are feeding zooids equipped with stinging tentacles that ensnare tiny fish and plankton, dragging them into digestive units. Still others are dedicated to reproduction, ensuring the colony continues to thrive. It's an entire society of specialists, working in flawless unison. What makes siphonophores even more fascinating is the efficiency of their hunting strategy. Unlike solitary predators, they form curtains of tentacles that drift silently in the current. When unsuspecting prey touches one, the stinging cells inject venom, paralyzing the victim almost instantly. The colony then transports the catch along its body, where it is shared among the digestive zooids. Despite their fragility, siphonophores are among the ocean's most successful predators. They are found in deep waters across the globe, from the mid-ocean twilight zone to depths few humans have ever seen. Their glowing displays can light up the blackness like living chandeliers, shimmering trails of blue, green, or even red light stretching across the void. To us, siphonophores appear alien, fragile, and impossibly strange. But in the dark world of the deep sea, they are highly efficient survivors, proof that evolution can build not just individual creatures, but entire living communities fused into one. In the silence of the abyss, siphonophores glide endlessly, drifting like ghostly galaxies in a sea of darkness. At first glance, the comb jelly looks like a glowing ghost adrift in the black void of the sea. Unlike true jellyfish, comb jellies are not cnidarians. They belong to their own group entirely, called ctenophores. And instead of stinging cells, they rely on sticky tentacles to trap their prey. But what makes them so bizarre is the way they move and the way they shine. Running along their translucent bodies are rows of tiny hair-like plates called combs. As these combs beat in perfect rhythm, they scatter and bend light, creating shimmering rainbows that ripple across their entire form. In the pitch darkness of the deep, they look like living prisms, pulsing with shifting neon colors. But this isn't bioluminescence, it's physics. They are refracting light, bending it into brilliant hues like oil on water. Yet, many species are bioluminescent too, capable of flashing blue-green light in hypnotic waves, leaving ghostly trails behind them as they glide through the abyss. Some comb jellies are no larger than a fingernail. Others, like the Venus girdle, can stretch up to 5 feet long, drifting like a glowing ribbon. And though they appear delicate, they are relentless hunters. Their sticky tentacles snare tiny plankton and crustaceans, which are slowly drawn into their transparent, gaping mouths. Once inside, cilia, those same hair-like combs, push food down into their simple stomachs. Even stranger, comb jellies may have changed the course of evolution itself. Some scientists believe they were among the very first animals on Earth, even older than sponges. Their nervous systems are unlike any other, hinting at an ancient blueprint of life that branched off billions of years ago. And in a final twist, comb jellies are able to reproduce in astonishing numbers. Most are hermaphrodites, meaning they carry both eggs and sperm. They can release hundreds of offspring in a single night, allowing their populations to explode under the right conditions. To the human eye, they are mesmerizing. To their prey, they are inescapable traps. And in the deep ocean, where survival depends on mystery and adaptation, the comb jelly stands as both predator and spectacle, a living rainbow drifting silently through eternal darkness. Deep in the blackness, where sunlight never penetrates, Riftia pachyptila, the giant tube worm, thrives in one of the most hostile environments on Earth. These strange creatures live clustered around hydrothermal vents, the underwater chimneys that spew boiling, mineral-rich water from deep within the planet's crust. At first glance, Riftia looks alien. Long white tubes rising several feet from the seafloor, capped with bright red plumes that sway in the current like ghostly flowers. But make no mistake, these are animals, not plants, and they've evolved to survive where almost nothing else can. The secret lies in their bizarre biology. Riftia has no mouth, no stomach, and no digestive system at all. Instead, their survival depends on a remarkable partnership with bacteria that live inside their bodies. These microbes use the toxic chemicals pouring out of the vents, particularly hydrogen sulfide, to create energy in a process known as chemosynthesis. In return, the worms provide the bacteria with shelter and nutrients. This unique symbiosis allows Riftia to grow up to 8 feet long, sustained entirely by a relationship with microscopic life. Their red plumes, which resemble soft, feathery crowns, play a crucial role in this process. They are filled with hemoglobin, the same oxygen-carrying molecule found in human blood, but adapted to bind not only oxygen, but also sulfide without being poisoned by it. Through these plumes, Riftia absorbs the gases needed to feed its internal bacteria. In essence, the worm has turned its own body into a living factory, powered by the Earth itself. What makes Riftia even more extraordinary is its place in the deep-sea ecosystem. Around hydrothermal vents, life blooms in abundance, supported not by sunlight, but by the energy locked within Earth's crust. Tube worms form dense colonies, providing shelter for crabs, shrimp, and countless other creatures that gather in this oasis of life amid the barren seafloor. Without Riftia and its bacterial partners, these thriving vent communities would not exist. But vents are unstable. They can collapse or shift without warning, wiping out entire colonies. Yet Riftia persists, spreading from vent to vent, repopulating the darkness. In a world defined by extremes, these creatures stand as a reminder that life will find a way, even in boiling darkness at the bottom of the ocean. Lurking in the depths, far below the reach of sunlight, lives one of the ocean's strangest scavengers, the giant isopod. Related to the tiny woodlice you might find crawling in a garden, these deep-sea crustaceans look like something out of a science fiction nightmare. Their armored, segmented bodies can grow to over 2 feet long, with dozens of sharp legs and enormous compound eyes adapted to the eternal twilight of the abyss. Giant isopods inhabit the cold, dark waters of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, typically at depths of 500 to 7,000 feet. Down there, food is scarce, and survival demands patience. These creatures are opportunistic scavengers, feeding on the carcasses of whales, fish, and squid that drift down from above. When a meal does arrive, the isopod wastes no time. It uses its strong clawed legs to tear flesh apart and will gorge itself until it can barely move. Astonishingly, giant isopods are capable of surviving for weeks, even months, without food, an adaptation to the feast or famine lifestyle of the deep. Their most striking feature is their enormous eyes, each made up of 4,000 individual facets. These allow the isopod to detect the faintest traces of movement or bioluminescence in the gloom. Coupled with their sensitive antennae, they are perfectly equipped to sense opportunity in a world where survival depends on noticing even the smallest chance at a meal. Despite their intimidating appearance, giant isopods are not active hunters. Instead, they are more like the cleanup crew of the ocean, recycling nutrients and helping maintain balance in the deep-sea ecosystem. By consuming the remains of dead animals, they prevent decay from overwhelming the fragile environment and make space for new life to flourish. Every aspect of their design reflects adaptation to extremes. Their hard exoskeleton protects them from predators like larger fish and crabs, while their ability to curl into a tight ball, much like their smaller land-dwelling relatives, shields their vulnerable undersides. And though they may look monstrous, they play an essential role in sustaining the deep-sea food web. The giant isopod reminds us that even the most alien-looking creatures can be vital to Earth's ecosystems. In the silent, crushing dark of the deep, this armored scavenger endures, patient, resilient, and always waiting for the next meal to drift down from the lightless world above. In the pitch-black waters of the deep sea, where sunlight never reaches, lurks one of the most bizarre and terrifying predators in nature, the anglerfish. With its gaping mouth full of needle-sharp teeth and its eerie glowing lure, this creature looks like something straight out of a nightmare. Yet every part of its strange design has a purpose, finely tuned for survival in the crushing depths. Anglerfish are found thousands of feet below the surface, in some of the darkest, most inhospitable parts of the ocean. In this world of eternal night, finding prey is a challenge. To overcome this, the anglerfish has evolved its most famous feature, a fleshy stalk that extends from its head, tipped with a bioluminescent bulb. This glowing lure acts as a beacon in the void, drawing curious fish, squid, and crustaceans toward what seems like a harmless light. But once the victim drifts close enough, the anglerfish's enormous jaws snap shut, trapping its prey in a prison of spines. Its teeth are so long and curved inward that even if a creature escapes the bite, it often cannot wriggle free. And its mouth is huge relative to its body, allowing it to swallow prey nearly as large as itself. In the deep sea, where meals are rare, this ability can mean the difference between survival and starvation. But perhaps the strangest fact about anglerfish lies in their reproduction. The females, which grow much larger than the males, are the ones who wield the glowing lure. Males, on the other hand, are tiny in comparison. When a male encounters a female, he bites onto her body and never lets go. Over time, his tissues fuse with hers until he becomes little more than an attached parasite, providing sperm whenever she needs it. This bizarre adaptation ensures that in the vast emptiness of the deep, where encounters are rare, reproduction can still occur. Anglerfish come in many shapes and sizes, with over 200 known species, but they all share that same haunting image, a solitary hunter, dangling its ghostly light in the abyss. To us they may look grotesque, even horrifying, but to the anglerfish, this strange appearance is the key to survival in one of Earth's most extreme environments. In the silent darkness of the deep sea, the anglerfish reigns as a master of deception, a predator that uses light itself as bait in a world without sun. The deep sea is often called Earth's last frontier, a world still shrouded in darkness and mystery. From the eerie light of the anglerfish to the delicate beauty of the comb jelly, every creature we've explored today shows us just how strange and inventive life can be when pushed to extremes. And yet, these are only a handful of the bizarre animals that call the abyss their home. Countless more remain hidden in the depths, waiting to be discovered. One thing is certain, The ocean still holds secrets beyond imagination.